Hello everyone, my name's Harry Notaras from ABS Business Sales. Next to me I have my colleague Arnold Kelsey, he's also from ABS Business Sales. And now I've been in this business, in this game, in this company for about 10 years. And Arnold is one of my newer colleagues. He's been here for, I don't know, a year or so. But, and I've been getting to know him a little bit lately, a wonderful chap. So I thought I'd give him a quick interview to find out a bit more, and I want to share it as well. And a couple of things pop into my mind when I think of Arnold, and claims of fame that I've sort of heard about in the past. One of them is knowledge of the horse racing industry, and the other one is that he once dated Bo Derek. So I'm going to let him discuss those two things for us very quickly.
Well, let's start with Bo Derek. I didn't date her as such. I spent the whole afternoon with her in Los Angeles, and she is as good looking as, we've always thought.
Mate, I would call that a date. All right.
Yes, well, I guess you could call it a date. Yeah,
right.
It was set up with actually through the horse racing industry. In Los Angeles, there's a group, a society that raises money to rehabilitate racehorses once they finish racing, to make sure that they find a new home and all that, and that takes a lot of money.
It sounds like they're way ahead of what they do here, where they send them to abattoirs.
No, well, that's a fallacy.
Is it? All right.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's a fallacy.
It really is. The percentage of the ones that go to abattoirs in Australia is minuscule.
All right.
We do have similar things here as well. There's no doubt about it, and it's a very big thing. Australia, look, generally, they look after racehorses extremely well.
That's comforting to know, I must say.
It really is. It's just sort of, look, unfortunately, good news doesn't sell newspapers, doesn't get the ratings you want if you sensationalise, especially around the Melbourne Cup time, saying, oh, look, that's what happens to all the horses, they're slaughtered, and not true. Well, I have owned dozens and dozens and dozens of horses, and every one of them has gone to a good home after that. And I'm not the exception, that's the norm.
Okay. I must say that gives me a lot of comfort.
You got to remember, young girls especially love racehorses, love horses.
Yeah.
Racehorses are usually nice looking horses. The thoroughbred is a beautiful animal.
Yeah.
And the problem is, of course, most young girls want a horse, but they can't afford to buy one. It's sort of, it costs money.
Big money.
That's right. So if you are prepared to give these girls a horse for free,
all right.
they're over the moon. And that's what, I have never sold a horse after they finish racing. I have always given it away to somebody. And there are, again, dozens of girls, especially young girls, who have they fall in love with them.
Yeah.
So that's one of the great things about it, But going back to Bo Derek, anyway, through this society, and I supported in Los Angeles, and one day one of the ladies, who's one of the directors, invited me to a race meeting. She said, look, it's sort of, look, I was in Australia, but she said, look, we've got a big event coming up, it'd be nice if could join us. And she actually mentioned that that she had spoken about me to Bo Derek.
All right.
And I said, are you serious? And she said, yes, because look, Bo absolutely loves horses, any kind of horse.
All right.
And she's very passionate about horses being looked after. And she said, I mentioned you, and she said, she would love to meet you. And I said to her, well, I'll tell you, I will make the trip and attend. I said, and I was half joking, and I said to her, as long as, you organise for me to spend some time with Bo Derek. I just, throwing it in there, and anyway, she got back to me and she said, look, Bo would love to meet you, and she'll be happy to spend an afternoon with you.
Wow, well done.
So that's how it happened. And as far as the passion with racehorses, it's very hard for me to keep it short.
Yeah.
But it started out when I was 17 years old. I do not come from a racing background. No one in my family had ever been to a race course or knew anything about horse racing. And one day when I was 16 years old, before I turned 17, my sister and her then fiance came home one day on a Saturday towards the evening during the spring, and they were all dressed up. And I just said to them, "Oh, have you been to a wedding?" They said, "No, we've been to the races." And I'm thinking, what do you mean the races? To me, the races were car racing, you know? You're a 16-year-old kid, all you're interested in is fast cars and things like that. And they said, "No, horse racing." I'm thinking, horse racing? What's that all about, you know? And look, they sort of gave me a rough idea and all that. And then my brother-in-law said something that really got my attention. And I won some money. I said, "You won some money?" I said, "What do you mean you won some money, you know?" He said, "Oh, look, you have bets on the horse and all this." And I thought, all of a sudden, I'm thinking, wow, you get all
That sounds like it could take you down a dangerous pathway.
Well, I didn't realise all that, of course, you know, but I thought, this is great. You know, this sounds great. If you can make money. I always liked dressing up, and I thought, you get dressed up, you go somewhere, enjoy yourself, and you win money. He made it sound so simple. And anyway, so I didn't know anybody who knew anything about racing, so I couldn't find out anything. Oh. So I started buying every this is pre-internet.
Yeah.
So I bought every magazine, newspaper that I could imagine and read. And to be quite honest, most of it doesn't make any sense to you, because you're reading things, you've got no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because these things are written for people with racing knowledge.
Yeah.
Anyway, eventually I learnt enough to think, well, I think I'm going to have a bet. And again, you know, how do you have a bet, you know? So we live very close to Caulfield Racecourse in Melbourne, a very famous racecourse. And one Saturday, I decided I'm going to go and have a few bets on the horses. So I said to my parents, "I'm going to the races." They said, "Yeah, okay."
Off you go.
You know, yeah, you know. You know, and I was only 17. It's illegal to gamble at 17.
All right.
You've got to be 18.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew nothing about it. But anyway, I'll keep it short. I'll just, you know. I went to the races. I had everything picked out, and I'm a figures person, you know, so I had written down exactly how much I was going to put in, but you know, and I figured out that I would rather have a bet with a bookmaker because you get a fixed price.
All right.
Instead of on the tote, you don't know what you're going to. So I prefer to work
with certainty.
Certainty, exactly,
Right.
which is very much how I think about things in life anyway. Anyway, go in there, and it was a beautiful hot summer's day.
Yeah.
Magnificent day. Sun was shining and everything, you know, really nice day. Went in, went to the bookmaker's ring, you know, had a look at the bookmakers, found the best odds, had my bet, that's it. I said, okay, I'll go and watch these horses. And hadn't even seen one yet, had no idea. And at Caulfield, you walk through a tunnel to get to the front lawn to watch the races.
Yeah.
And the tunnel's under the grandstand. And on the right-hand side of that is the mounting yard where the jockeys mount the horses before the race. Anyway, I'm walking along with hundreds of people along. As I got to the end of the tunnel, and on my right, I just turned around and I saw all these horses and jockeys mounting and all that. And I can honestly tell you, it's like meeting a gorgeous girl for me. You know, how you got this, you fall in love. That's what it was like for me. I saw the horses and the jockeys and all shining coats and the colours, the silks, you know, and all. And it just, honestly, I was
in the beauty. Yeah, I can understand that.
And that's when it all started. The gambling just took a complete back step. And ever since then, it's just sort of, and I feel emotional just thinking about it, because it's the greatest passion in my life.
Well, look, I really appreciate you sharing that with me, because even though we've been colleagues for so long, there's so many things I didn't know about you, and now I do. So, to end this video,
yeah.
I do want to introduce myself again, Harry Notaras, and my colleague Arnold Kelsey. We're business brokers, but we're also funsters too. Give us a call if you'd like to talk. And look us up on LinkedIn. All the best.
Thank you very much, Harry. Bye-bye.
Take care, Arnold.